Hey there, welcome to Extra Healthy-ish, the big sister podcast to Healthy-ish. This podcast from Body+Soul is designed to give you that little bit extra oomph in your day for your mind, body and soul. I'm your host, Felicity Harley. Joining me from the UK via Zoom is Jacob Lucas. He's a dating expert and works with dating app Fitafy. Now, I wanted to pick his brains about how to set up the perfect profile on dating apps. What should this look like? How to keep someone interested in the first few weeks. And as a dating expert, I needed to know his all-time best dating experience ever. What was the best date he'd ever been on? Jacob, thank you so much for joining us on Extra Healthy-ish. Now, I actually ask this question of everyone who comes on this podcast. How do you stay extra healthy-ish in your life?
Well, I used to be a boxer. So
there we go.
Yeah. So that's why the nose is so broken. Anyway, but I've always been a boxer, and I've always had it like instilled into me, the healthy exercise, the eating. I'm a vegan myself as well, all plant-based diet. So everything's probably for me extremely healthy. But yeah, so I just think I think when you're healthy, your mental health will obviously improve anyway. You become a lot more confident because you feel and look better. So, for example, when you're on dates and you feel confident because you look and feel good, then it's just a recipe for success at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're going from healthy dating expert to being a healthy dater. So, can you talk about being a healthy dater? What should this look like? Like, how can we be better at this?
A healthy dater.
Yes.
So I would say, say for example, the gym is a good start for this. So when your body's in shape, you're going to look good. So let's say, for example, if you eat terribly, you never exercise a day in your life, you're always stressed, etc., then you're not going to be the best you that you can be. And it sounds a bit blunt, but that is reality of it. But if you go to the gym, you try your best. I'm not saying you have to look like The Rock, because you don't.
Does anyone?
No, I wish I did, but we don't look like The Rock, right? But yeah, all you have to do is try your best and be the best you that you can be. So when you go out there, you feel in good shape, you look in good shape. The other person you're talking to as well sounds very strange. They will appreciate that and see you as more of a high value partner. So, but okay, this person has their stuff together. They really want to improve themselves, and they find that very attractive. And I think for your own mental well-being as well, when you're talking to somebody, you feel a lot less anxious. A lot of people overlook the mental side when it comes to the gym and healthy living. But what it does for your brain is just incredible. It makes you feel a lot less anxious. So when I was younger, when I was 10 years ago somehow, I used to have a lot of social anxiety myself. And I really got into the gym really, really hard. And what I found is my mental health just went through, just through the roof. It was awesome. And when I was, go on dates and stuff, I wasn't nervous, or I was always a little bit nervous, because everybody is. But I wasn't, crippling nervous. It was a little bit of anxiety, and it would just go away because of, just release the endorphins all the time, exercising all the time. So yeah, I think it just makes you look better, makes you feel better.
Yeah, and confidence. I mean, going into a date, confidently is really the way to go. And I suppose that leads into my next question, the importance of knowing yourself and what you want before going out there and dating. Why is this important, and how can we get better at this?
Absolutely. So obviously when you know yourself, you know exactly what you're looking for, you're not going to waste your time. A lot of people settle a lot as well. So they go on dates with somebody and think, oh, well, this person's okay. They might like me, they might not, but I'm going to try it with them. And it settles. They don't get that big, that spark, that connection with somebody. But if you know yourself and you know what you're looking for, you're going to set up clear boundaries with people. So, for example, if you're looking for a healthy relationship, you're not going to be somebody's booty call. If that's not going to happen, because if you do that, you're set up for disaster. But if you're going on dates with somebody and go, okay, I want this, I want that, in your head, don't go to them. I want this from you, I want that from you.
Here's my checklist. Do you match that?
Yeah, you must do number 10 on this list. No, but if in your head you're like, okay, I'm looking for somebody who is family orientated. I'm looking for somebody who's healthy. I'm looking for somebody who's active. I'm looking for somebody who is adventurous. and then you go meet different people, then you're not going to waste your time on people who don't fit that list. You're going to meet like-minded people, and you're going to have a lot more success when you're dating, because you'll be a lot happier as well. You'll be like, oh, okay, this person suits me. They suit my lifestyle, and they understand, and they suit the morals and boundaries that I have with myself as well.
Yeah, I think that's a really interesting point, the boundaries, because if you're clearer about who you are as a person and what you're looking for, the boundaries are more likely to come up when you meet a dickhead, dare I say.
Exactly. Like if you meet the wrong person and you have very wishy-washy boundaries, unfortunately, a lot of people do take advantage of that, and they will take advantage of people who are quite, submissive and, have very loose boundaries. And it's very unfortunate, because I actually see it quite a lot. And there's a lot of nice people out there looking for who would make good girlfriends and boyfriends. It'd just be fantastic. But they don't, because they're such nice people, they don't want to push their boundaries upon people. And it's like, you kind of got to in that way, otherwise you'll be wasting your own time.
Yeah, be strong. Now, let's talk through creating a profile. If you're into dating via apps, what are your top tips on creating a profile that gets dates?
With dating app. Okay, so number one, your picture. So people's attention spans are very, very fast. We live in the day of internet. So you got your TikTok, you got your Instagram, YouTube. Everyone just swipe left, right, without even thinking about it. Now, a lot of people think when they see a dating app, people take their time, they read everything, they scrutinize everything. No, that first picture is everything. That first picture, if that doesn't catch somebody's attention, you're getting swiped left on. You're not going to get a match. So that first picture of you needs to be your best picture, and make sure it's only you as well.
Not your dog?
The dog's all right. Everyone likes a dog. But as long as it's you and the dog, okay. You know what I mean? But yeah, as I was saying, if you have you and another person in there, it sounds really harsh, but everyone assumes that you're the person who's not as good looking. That's what everyone assumes. Indeed, don't they? And they're going to swipe left on you. So make sure it's just you, it's eye-catching. And that way, when people scroll past, because a lot of guys just take 1 second, they don't read nothing. It's left, right. And if your first picture looks good, the guy will swipe right on you. Now the bio needs to be kept light and fun. If you keep it too serious and too interview-like, or just very serious content,
like a resume.
Yeah, it's really off-putting. So thinking this person is not going to be fun. If you put something a little bit quirky, a little bit funny, a little bit unique in there, you're going to get many more matches. Especially like if you're a guy, and a lot of girls do read the bios. Guys look for pictures, girls read the bio a little bit more. And if you're a guy, listen to this, write your bio, make it fun, make it quirky. And if you're a girl as well, and the guy sees your picture and he's like, she's quite attractive, I'm going to look a little bit deeper into it. The bio can swing it for you. So make it fun, make it attractive, make it quirky. Don't make it serious, because everyone thinks, oh my goodness, this is going to be hard work. I can't be asked of this.
Yeah,
so
and I
keep it light.
And I think for the guys, it's good to get a female friend to reread it. I think I've read a few of my male friends over the time. I'm like, no, you got to take that out.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, the friends with girls are like the best. Like, it sounds really strange. I saw this online not too long ago. People need to normalize just being friends with the opposite sex, basically. And I completely agree. A lot of guys talk to women just to get with them. But you need to talk to women just to be friends with them, because they can offer you amazing advice, like especially on a dating app. If I made a dating app, for example, and I didn't know what I was doing, and let's say, for example, I was talking to you, and I'm like, is that nice? Is that good? Is good profile? And you're like, what have you done? This is a disaster. You then fix it for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, so you've swiped left, you're on a date. How do you keep someone interested in those early stages when you might be thinking, oh, have they gone on another date with someone else? Or, what are your tips around this?
Oh, I love this one, because this has been a controversial topic on my TikTok. I love this.
Oh, okay. Fill us in.
We like controversy. So I've always believed in something called cat string theory. This is like an old school method, and it completely is I think it's great. So let's say, for example, you've got a cat and a string, right? And it's like, people can't see what I'm doing with my hand here, but I've got a cat and string. And if you have a string, you're dangling it in front of a cat, and the cat is just out of reach, that cat goes wild for that bit of string. Now, if you throw that string on the floor and give it to the cat don't care. You take that string away too much, the cat doesn't care. But if you just keep it just in reach, where it's just, you can have this, as long as you're playful and fun, then the cat goes crazy for it. And people are the same. If you literally just give yourself to somebody and you go over the top, overly needy with somebody, then they think, okay, this person's desperate. This is not attractive whatsoever. But if you go the complete opposite way, where you're like very distant, you're taking like 3 days to reply to a text, you just don't really make
you're saying that's not a good thing, 3 days to a text?
That's bad thing, yeah.
Yeah, oh, good.
So if you go overly needy, it's bad. If you go too far away, it's bad. So again, take ages to reply, or just not even asking questions, not really making an effort, then somebody will lose interest as well. But if you keep that nice balance where you just like, you're being you, you're being fun, but you're not being needy with somebody. So you can ask questions, which is great, but don't hammer the questions into them too much, where it becomes like, okay, this is really, somebody's become quite desperate for everything here. Like for dates, for example, as well, you don't always want to be the person initiating the date. You want to give that person an opportunity as well for them to come forward and ask for a date for you. So, for example, me and you were dating, and I was the one initiating the date every single time, then it comes across like I'm being needy. Let's say we had a great date and a good couple of days, then it's kind of your turn saying, oh, what are you doing Thursday night? Do you want to meet up? And it gets a nice balance between you both. And that way, nobody seems needy, nobody seems distant, and it seems like on equal level. In a conversation, like I said, especially in the early stages, keep it light. Do not go heavy. Do not be in interview mode. Just keep it fun. Because when you go on a date, you want to keep it fun and light, because that person will want to see you again. But if you start having heavy debates and arguments on the date, it's going to be terrible. And that person's like, I don't want to see this person ever again. So that's what I would say. Like keep it fun, keep it light, and just don't be too needy, don't be too distant.
Yeah, and I think that, that back and forth. I mean, now, look, I can speak about this because I'm married and I've been on plenty of dates back in the day. That when it kind of works, it just flows like it does. And one person, and it's just right. I think that's the thing. You feel.
I agree with that.
They go, you
think,
go.
Like, when you know.
Yeah.
When you know. Like, I do think like. You can meet somebody and kind of miss your opportunity because you don't really know what you're doing. But I do think when you meet the right person, it's click. And it's okay, this is the person I want to be with. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, look, speaking from experience, it absolutely was that. It's an intangible thing, and it was actually easy. The dating process wasn't hard. I think that's That's key.
If it feels like you're fighting an uphill battle constantly, that person is probably not interested in you. Like, if it feels hard, then it's just wrong.
Okay. How do we navigate it if someone is a vegan and you're not, or they really like running marathons and you're not into that, you're more into yoga? How do we push past this?
Love this, because I am a vegan. So when I was single,
you can speak from experience.
A lot of people, it's really strange actually, because a lot of people are quite judgmental, and I'm thinking, why do you care? Like, say for example, like when I was dating, people are like, you're a vegan, why are you a vegan, why are you doing this? I'm like, instantly, I'm not interested in you. As soon as you start doing that, I'm like, just accept my life choice. If you don't, go away. Like, I'm just not interested. And I think it's really simple. I think dietary, as long as you're accepting, and everyone's diet, it's kind of like a religion in a sense. You do whatever you want to do and you should be accepting of all. Do you know what I mean? Unless you start, I don't know, eating the weirdest thing in the world, like, and you're like, what are you doing?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, but if someone's a vegan, someone wants to do whatever, who cares? It's fine. Like, just be accepting and don't push your opinions upon other people. Like, you get a lot of people who are vegan who push it upon other people. That's bad as well, because it works both ways. Like, you should do this, you should only eat plants. Well, if that other person feels like they're benefiting from not, then that's their choice. Like, again, I'm vegan. I endorse, healthy eating with the plant stuff. But if someone doesn't want to, I'm not going to push it upon them.
Yeah,
at all. That's their choice. The whole exercise thing as well. Again, it's very much like, if somebody wants to do yoga, that's cool. If somebody wants to do marathons, that's cool. It's good to have your own interests and your own hobbies anyway. So I used to be, like I said, I used to box a lot. And my girlfriend now, I'm not going to be like, get to the gym and let's do boxing together. So, even though she probably would want to punch me in the face sometimes, I'm not going to push her to go to the gym. And it's like, you do your own thing. And then you eventually, when you meet in the middle, you'll find something you both enjoy, and it's nice. But you can also have that time of separation where you're doing your own thing and they're doing their own thing. So I actually think it's a blessing in disguise. I really do. you don't always have to be the same person.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, because you want your own things. You want to have your own things going on. So when you can come together, you can actually have something to talk about.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
If you're, it's like people who work together. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But all they end up talking about is the same thing constantly, and it gets very boring. But if I went to boxing class, for example, great. I have something to talk about. Oh, this happened, that happened. Let's say she went to yoga. Oh, this happened to yoga. It's two conversations that you can have then instead of just one.
Yeah. So what's the best date you've ever been on?
Oh, best date I've ever been on. Oh, well, let's have a little think. Okay, best date I've ever been on. So it'd be with my missus now, but I love the simple ones. I'm such a simple person. You know, like the whole, like people like go for that big grandiose kind of thing, like, oh, they book like the hotel and this and that. It sounds really cliche, but I love the simple like coffee dates. It sounds so cheesy, doesn't it?
No, I like it.
Yeah, I see myself as a minimalist anyway. I really do. So I like small things. Like I go for coffee dates. I think they're great. Just sat there having like coffee, chatting about your week or whatever. I love that. Like it sounds so cheesy, but I love it.
No,
it's
I
just
like it.
It's just like on a Sunday afternoon. What do you want to do? I was gonna get some food. Let's go for a coffee, chill out. But I do I say once or twice a week. Me and my girlfriend do that. We just go and it's just nice. That's what makes me happy. But I feel like when it's a big, grandiose date, then it kind of like it's quite pressurizing. You got to dress up massively, and I'm like, yeah, if it doesn't, it doesn't feel right. But just going for something small. So it's not exciting, but that's what I like.
Sometimes simple is best. Now, finally, what's your all-time top dating tip?
All-time top dating tip. Okay, I still endorse body language. I say learn the body language. Learn the body language. That's your key to everything. It's like you're opening the matrix on society. It really is. So I would say study the body language, look at it into it deeply, because for one, it's addictive as well, and it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. It's literally everywhere. It's addictive to learn. And I say when you're on a date and you're questioning, oh, does this person like me or not? As soon as you know body language, it's so simple. You're like, this person's into me, because 80% of what we communicate is through our body language. It's non-verbal, and I think. Yeah, when you stand on a date, you're not going to second guess yourself, because a lot what people say and what they mean can sometimes mean something very different, because it's all about the tonality. Like I could say different things to you, but in different tones, and it means completely different things. Or I could say different things to you, but use my body language in different ways, and it means different things. But if you learn that, I will 100% endorse that all day long, because it's just a cheat code to life.
There we go.
For socializing.
Yes, not just for daters, but for everyone. Jacob, thank you so much for coming on Extra Healthy-ish.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Well, the top tip from Jacob is to learn body language. It's the best thing you can do. You get to know what someone is really thinking. Hey, he actually talked a lot about body image on our Healthy-ish episode as well. So if you haven't listened to that one, you can download that one wherever you get your podcasts. If you want more from us, remember Extra Healthy-ish, we publish this podcast, drop an ep of this podcast every morning, Monday to Thursday. If you want more from us, head to bodyandsoul.com.au or follow us on Instagram or Facebook. Thanks again for tuning in. And if you have a moment, we'd be so grateful if you could rate, review and subscribe to this podcast. And until tomorrow, stay extra healthy-ish.